Please be seated. So tonight, instead of a homily from me, I am offering a meditation from Cole Arthur Riley. Cole Arthur Riley is a writer and a poet. She's the author of This Here Flesh, Spirituality, Liberation, and the Stories That Make Us, and is the creator and writer of Black Liturgies, a project that integrates spiritual practice with Black emotion, Black literature, and the Black body. That's what this is from, her newest book, Black Liturgies. So, although I will be reading it to you from my body, I invite you to open your ears and open your hearts and to hear the words of Cole Arthur Riley. Ash Wednesday. For you are dust, and to dust you will return. Genesis 3:19. But still, like dust, I'll rise. Maya Angelou. Mortal hope. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. When God spoke these words in the garden, did their voice crack? Did their hands tremble as they then knelt to make clothes that would cover the glory they birthed? These words came to us as shame entered the world, and out of shame all manner of suffering. They were not a proclamation of punishment, but a reminder of Eve and Adam's finitude. It's a poem of grief and memory. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. There is beauty in our humanity. Peer down in the cool, dark ash. There is death there. Watch the particles lift and sway in the wind. There is yet life. On Ash Wednesday, we are marked on our foreheads with a reminder of our mortality. The same palms we raise up and wave on Palm Sunday each year are made to know the sting of death. We burn them. And the following year, in an ever-curious act, we pick up the ashes and mark ourselves with them. What does it mean that we don't just talk about the ashes or even reverently observe them, but that we physically smear them across our faces? Perhaps in the marking, we approach solidarity. We remember that the same fate that haunts you haunts me. The same beauty that birthed you lives in me. And that this comes as a mark on the body, I think, reminds us that the Lenten journey of self-examination is deeply entwined with the physical world. As we mark ourselves with these ashes, we remind ourselves that no grief is solitary, that what has stricken you is also carried by me. We begin our Lenten journey together, reminding one another that we are those whose flesh grows back. We are those who remain. It is not easy, but we cling to this. God has always seen sacred potential in the dust. And then she prays, God of the ashes, today let us hold the tension of the story of our making, born of the dirt, beautifully connected to the earth we walk on, and yet possessing the knowledge of our own mortality, that our common decay cannot be escaped. As we begin Lent, help us to become honest about the ways our societies and selfhoods are marred by injustice, cruelty, neglect, and greed. Help us to see our own role in the degeneration of the world, that as we push back evil around us, we might also admit those secret evils that dwell in us. As we name how we've been complicit in the ashes of this world, help us to bear them in solidarity and hope. Amen.